Serving as the winner of the Nine-Tailed Fox Orimeda Contest, finally making her grand debut with her name, her kit, and her reveal. It is KYB00 Cocono Elegy, coming with a kit of Confusion, Flame, Level Drain, Multi-Legs, and the leg ability of Charm, which reduces incoming damage from enemies of the opposite gender. Now, as mentioned, Cocono Elegy here is the winner of the Orimeda Contest, meaning that she was a fan design that was submitted and chosen as our winner. We did actually get a first look at her design and her reveal last week, actually, at time of recording through the hacking of the channel via the Robo gang, but this week she finally goes live with a name and a kit to go along with her fantastic design, and a good nod to the motif. Head of Confusion is an ailment-based skill that we've seen already a pretty decent number of times. It will, when inflicted on the enemy, it will prevent them from being able to choose their action or their target for the next 3 turns or upon attack to basically to shake them out of it. If inflicted with you, of course, this means that you have no control whatsoever over the bot, which means support skills may go to enemies, or you may even chance the risk of attacking an ally with your incoming strike. Right Arm of Flame, we've actually seen only once before on a collaboration bot. The Masahiro Wataru model Saber Dragon in specific with this one. Flame basically will attack the foe with a flame-based attack similar to Fire or Melt, and inflict of course inflict the DOT on the opponent. In addition, however, this also will set the user on fire. But however, this also does come with a bonus. While still inflicted with the DOT, Flame actually gives you a times 1.5 damage buff. So over the time that you're progressively losing HP, you actually hit a lot harder while using the Flame attack. And then of course, Left Arm of Level Drain works kind of differently to how Charge Drain works, but it's still just as frustrating. In this case, Level Drain actually may be more dangerous in the fact that it actually attacks the target's level themselves, actually reducing the number of levels and overall efficiency of the bot, basically at its core, instead of their base stats and their multipliers, which will make Level Drain rather frustrating to deal with and kind of round out Cocono Elegy's kit, not necessarily as a dedicated nuker, but more as a dedicated interrupter and then occasional fighter. However, with the leg ability of Charm, this does make her even more so tanky against most bots of the roster, which are typically male-based. But looking at her stats as well, just to kind of round it out, she is actually clocking a pretty fair amount of armor pretty much in all departments across the board. About almost 39, nearly 4,000 HP for the head part, almost 3,500 for the right arm, almost 36 for the left, and almost again 4,000 HP for those legs. Her leg stats are honestly pretty nice too, at 876 for mobility, means that you're actually going to be clocking some pretty solid speed in the upper tier of where multi-legs should be and still maintain that speed. But her leg stats as a whole are actually pretty nice too. With a melee resist of 1311 and a shoot resist of 1134, she is definitely going to be able to tank hits pretty solidly without anything really crippling her too easily. And with an evade of 933, definitely a nice sweet spot. Could be a little higher, of course, if you want to be dodging a lot, but since dodging really isn't a thing, or at least a normal thing in Medarot anyway, I'm going to kind of forgive that for the time being. But with her kit and her motif, of course, as a nine-tailed fox, this does actually tie into it pretty well. Her base power is really nice too. Flame, of course, a base power of 1352. Level Drain at nearly 1400 means that she definitely is not lacking anything in the damage department either. And with her legs as well, just to touch on them briefly, also supporting up to 2 heavy parts, means that these are honestly going to be some pretty solid legs you can use relatively reliably if you do manage to snag them. As a pure set score, I do have to rate her pretty solid, a pretty flat 8 out of 10 for what she covers. She does cover all of her bases relatively well, be it between her armor, her stats, her damage, her leg ability, and just her kit in general. She is pretty well-rounded for what she offers, and while main damage may not be what she is there for, she definitely is not lacking there either. As mixed parts, I have to rate her equally again at an 8 out of 10, given the fact that even though Confusion isn't necessarily designed to deal a lot of damage, and Flame and Level Drain definitely do have their uses, it's going to be primarily her legs and her right arm that are going to be the 2 big MVP parts if you are going to go after her, especially given that Flame is non-heavy, meaning that you can use it very reliably and very easily Of course, at the cost, just as a reminder that because you will be losing HP over time, it will be important that you do pack on a healer on the team to offset any of the lost HP and just kind of keep her overall healthy, so that when she does get attacked after losing enough HP, it doesn't cripple her.